Hey everybody, Jameson back once again, and this time I'm going to talk about my Tyranids, which I've been painting up. Now these Tyranids came with the Battle for Macragge box set, so there's not a whole lot. So I put them together and I started experimenting around with different colors. I even went out and got the codex for it, and looking through the gallery pictures I thought, you know what, I'm going to paint this the same colors as Hive Fleet Leviathan. So I went and I bought a few colors that I thought I might need, and I got home and I started to paint, and I realized that at my skill level right now, if I tried to paint these at that color scheme, they'd come out looking like complete crap. So I don't think Hive Fleet complete crap is something that I want to field at this moment in time. So I decided to go with a different theme. I really like the color purple and thought maybe I could do something purplish. So that's what I went with after playing around with different colors. And thus Hive Fleet Amaranthine, I think that's how it's pronounced, was born. Amaranth being a flower, purplish flower. So Amaranthine, Hive Fleet Amaranthine. Sounds kind of cool. Nobody needs to know it's based on flower. So all I've done so far is just the 6 gene stealers that came with the set. Now the camera can't pick this up because I haven't got my new camera yet, but I kind of went with a dark purple for the carapace, lighter purple for the flesh, and then kind of accented that with red for those little sections on their arms and legs, which I don't know exactly how to describe it. Anybody that's painted or played Tyranids knows what I mean. And then a little bit of warlock purple for the nails, and then I went with green for the eyes because I thought that really helped stood out against the purple. Still having trouble with the eyes, especially on these guys because their eyes are so small. Still having trouble getting those eyes without getting paint around different areas. And I think it was Devstro said one time, or commented on one of my videos, that he did the eyes first. So I'm thinking I'm going to try that next time when I start painting up the rest of these. Maybe do the eyes first, that way if I do get any smeared around the edges I can go back over that and cover it up and look a little better, for now at least. Most of this I have painted with this red brush, which is a Citadel starter brush, came with an old paint set I had like 10 years ago. And needless to say, this brush is pretty thrashed. It doesn't have much of a tip on it anymore. In fact, the ends are all frayed. But I've kind of given myself the challenge to paint with this, figuring that if I can get some clean lines with this thrashed one, then by moving on to something with a little bit better tip, my skill will improve. And I don't know if that's true or not, but so far I've found it to be true a little bit. You know, I've gotten pretty good with this particular brush at getting the paint where I need it, and without slopping it all over the place. So when I have gone to the better brush with a better tip, it's been a lot easier to get a little bit finer detail on things, and I've noticed my painting's gotten a little quicker. I'm not just slapdash throwing the paint around, but I noticed that these 6 went faster than the same time I did 6 of the Dark Eldar. So that's basically the here's a little picture, hold them up here. That's the update on the Tyranids. I've seen a few videos lately where people say they kind of have different projects going and kind of move back and forth. Now when I did the Dark Eldar, I thought I'm not going to start anything new until I get these done. And I even thought the same when I started these. I'm not going to assemble anything else until I get these done. But I realized it might be a good idea to kind of have a couple different projects going. That way if I feel like I'm getting burned out on one, then I can move over to something else. Likewise, when I get burned out, stooped over painting period, I move on to something else, you know, role-playing or computer or something. But I've put together a bunch of Space Marines. These are all Marines that came with little starter paint sets. And what I'm going to do is, with this particular project, The first bunch of Marines I painted were those Power Ranger colored ones, but these ones I'm going to paint just for practice. Paint one Marine the colors for a particular chapter. So like this one particular Marine here, he's going to be a Black Templar, and then one's going to be Imperial Fist, and then maybe a Crimson Fist, and then a Blood Angel. And I got a few more I put together over there. So that's something that I'll do when I want to take a little break from the Tyranids. Now, speaking of Tyranids, I have a question for Tyranid painters and players. Do you paint the underside of the belly and the inside of the legs? Do you paint that? Now, I know when they're sitting on the table and you're standing and you're looking down, you can't really see the underside very well. So I can understand why some might not paint that. But me, having my obsessive compulsive desire for order, I paint those. I get into the farthest, deepest little cracks and I paint it because I know it's not painted, and it drives me nuts knowing that there is a model there and there might be the tiniest little microscopic piece of it, but it's not painted, and that drives me nuts. I have to have it painted. So I don't know if that will hold true as time goes on, but for right now I'm getting into every little nook and crack that I can to get it painted, which it's probably taken a little bit longer than usual to paint these, but as time goes on I might get a little better at that. Who knows? Anybody else like that? So that's about it. I don't know what I'm going to do after I do the Tyranids. I've had a lot of fun painting these. I'm thinking of maybe adding on to them. I was down at the game store the other day and I saw a bunch of Gene Stealers that had already been assembled in the consignment case, and I thought about getting those, but I'll see once I finish painting all these up what I'm going to do. I might move on to something else. I haven't decided what army that I might want to put together. Well, that's not really true. I have decided what army I'm going to put together. The horrifying truth is I'm going to put together every army. Over time, I have a goal of putting together a certain amount of points for each army in both the 40k and fantasy side, and maybe even in War Machine and Hordes. When my wife heard that, I think she passed out, because she goes with me to the game store and she sees the prices on these things, and the sticker shock isn't the word for it. It was complete cardiac failure, I think, when she heard that. But it's nothing I'm going to try to do overnight. It's just little by little. I'll pull out the different things from the starter sets and paint them, and when I do that I might get the appropriate codex at that time, and then maybe a couple of extra models or whatnot. I'm thinking of doing Skaven pretty soon, because they did have some Skaven stuff come up in January, and some of those models look pretty good. So that's what I might do. Who knows? And that's about it. I don't want to ramble on too much here. It's almost 5 o'clock my time, which means the wife will be home pretty soon, which means I better get going on a couple things I need to do around here. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I'll see you next time, and everybody have a nice day.